Hello everybody, it's old Shazizz here. First what I want to show you, I'm going to call this video Idea Power, because I think ideas can be expanded on. Listen to a few people out there, Robert Murray Smith being one of them, talking about how to run these hard drive motors. And there's a whole lot of different complicated terminology that goes along with in case you're just trying to figure it out and hadn't had a time to do it. Looked all over the place for all kinds of different ideas, and the best one that I came up with was the one that I seen that they were running it off of a single phase. And so if you take, there's 3 or 4 wires on the back here, and most generally there's 4 of them. Let's see if I get a better view of that. Most generally there's 4 wires, you only need 2 of them. I had soldered in some longer wires so that I could try to figure out how to run this without using a circuit. And there's a bunch of different ways out there, but none of which I was too happy with. Anyway, so I got 2 wires off this thing right here, and you can just play around with because any 2 wires will work. But what I ended up getting was a little 9-volt AC, about 1 amp transformer, little power supply. I got lucky and I got it for 25 cents. I don't know if you can even see that. It says 9 volts AC on there, 1 amp. Anyway, and there's not really it's not really much to brag about. The way that actually works, it's plugged in right now. I just plugged the power supply in, and you notice it ain't working. And so the trick to this whole deal is that if you can feel that thing buzzing, you got to get a really good spin on that thing in order to get it to start. Well, see, I was always able to get it to buzz, but I never could get it to go anywhere. Alright, and so now you know that if you put your finger on that, don't take much, and you can stop it dead in its tracks. Well, here's where the idea comes in. Alright, see, you know you can't get much torque out of that right there. And so what I did was I took another hard drive deal like here, and I mounted a cap on there. And then I got me a jug for to screw into that cap. And then I put in a neosphere like this right here, neo magnet. And then, in order to keep that magnet from going up there and sticking to the metal on that other motor, I stuck a rag in there. Just like so, you know, just something to keep that magnet from being able to suck up to the other deal. Now, what I want you to pay attention to in this deal is how much torque you can actually get out of this thing. Let's start off and go straight above it. Straight above it. Now you can see it's wobbling in my hand, so that tells me there's some torque to it. You can see it spinning. You got to keep it in the right spot. Now let's turn it a bit sideways. Let's get that rag down there a bit. Spin it a little bit sideways. I think I got my rag in the way. Let's try it over here. Alright, let me try to move that rag back a bit. Probably be better if I had something like a little sponge or something. Anyway, just something to keep that magnet from going up in there and sticking to that other metal piece, because it will. And there's also a couple other cool things that before I go too far, you can you could wrap this entire thing with coils, and you don't have to have it moving, but you can, if you set it in the right spot, that magnet will literally leap back and forth on this thing. So there's a whole kinds of different ideas that you can go with it. Now let's put it sideways here. See if I can get this thing to go. You ain't gonna make a liar out of me now, ain't you? Gotta try to get it close without stopping that deal. Alright, well, here, let's do this. Notice that it's down at an angle right there. There. Try to get that further in, that way we can see what's going on. Well, as far as I can figure, it's got a lot more torque than that motor initially had. I can put my finger on there. Make a liar out of me again, doggone it. This is hard to do backwards because I'm trying to watch what I'm doing at the same time. Get that right angle on there. Get it down close enough. I should have just went ahead and mounted it. Anyway, I can put my finger on there and put a little pressure on there, and I can obviously tell there's a more torque than what there was before. I had this setting on cloth before so it didn't slide so much. Needs to be bolted down, but you can see my finger on there. Put too much pressure, it'll stop. And it don't take much to stop that. It's going again. Let's put it over here. Get it at the right angle and it'll get to spinning really well. Doggone antivirus. Anyway, I was thinking if you could modify the inside of that brushless motor right there, maybe make you a couple little mini generators, you could probably put 3 or 4 of these things around this. Build a bigger one and put a bunch of them around there. All you're doing is using the neodymium neosphere there to turn the wheel. And if everything's precision, you ought to be able to get it to cook along pretty good. And like I said, if I get it going right, I can actually put see, this is why you need a better lab. I can actually put my thumb, you can hear the drag on there. Hear that drag? And I actually had it going a little bit better than what I've been doing in here. But you can hear that drag. And it doesn't slow the motor down. Get it just to the right spot and get that thing to speed up. I'm also thinking that there could be some other things that you could do inside there, such as maybe putting a little strip of rubber or something that give that little neodymium ball some traction. But if you take that idea and run with it, you could make, like I said, you could make one that would generate a little bit of electricity. Let's get that thing going again. Put one there, then maybe one over here, one over there. Have 4 of them around there. And it's only running off of 9 volts AC. You could actually set these things up to run off of DC, but and you're talking a little bit of circuitry or some different modifications to it, but this was the easiest way that I found. Either way, I wanted to share that idea with you. I hope you like it. You can run with it whatever you want. I'm going to put it over where I can see. Yeah, you might want, if you're going to make one, get you some way to mount this thing. My construction skills reek. But it'll work sideways if you can get it in the right area. Let me see if I can get it down there and get it to work sideways once. Got my finger on one thing. Yay! It'll work sideways, it'll work at an angle. It'll make a liar out of you. And it'll work straight up and down. So in all reality, you could use that magnetic force to put one this way and 4 more around it. And who knows, you could make a bunch of them. Make a bigger one, bigger magnets. But it definitely does add more torque to what this would have been right here. And like I said before, it's just an idea. Anyway, you guys, hope you enjoyed that video there. 9-volt power supply running a hard drive motor. Got 4 neodymium magnets taped to it, because they're not going at such an RPM you got to worry about them flying off. And it's just that simple. Run it, build you a motor using a neodymium magnet. I don't know what was in this particular. It might have been peanut butter. No, it wasn't peanut butter. Alright, well, that's enough of that. Peace and love, everybody. Take care.